All right, guys. I got to do this whole thing back over again because I had some technical difficulties. That's too bad for me to look over. So bear with me, man. We're gonna do this whole thing back over. Uh, and we're gonna go from there, man. It's the first night I'm streaming on multiple platforms. Uh, yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We doing this live streaming all over the place. I'm here on Facebook profiles, groups, personal page, Instagram, and YouTube. So y'all bear with me, man. We're gonna knock this thing out. Salute to the free crowd. Salute to the free crowd, free of heartache, heartbreak, and heart manipulation. So let's jump right back in it for the second time. Uh, let's do a little love, sex, and relationships. I had an anonymous member of the group. She found herself in a dilemma. So she decided to write a post, man, and send it to me. And uh, so I thought I'd share my opinion with you to her. Now, I'm not really trying to chastise the young lady because these type of situations happen all the time. Many people and many couples find themselves in relationships like this. But anyway, she wrote that she said that if your partner says that they just aren't romantic slash thoughtful person, do you accept that or do you think they should try to do things for you they know would make you happy? I feel like if you truly love someone, then you would do whatever it takes. Like I say, this is a prime example uh, of a woman accepting the 80% that a man has to offer, but now that the 20% has finally caught up with her. I made tons and tons of these videos before, and you know, it's always when the 20% starts to outweigh the 80%. Now, she knew this man wasn't romantic in the beginning. She knew. So now she's bored. Now the small stuff is trying to outweigh the major stuff. And the next thing is I can venture to say that he's showing to her true love because he's getting out here, going to work each and every day, battling like most of us men has to do, taking on stress, pressure, being a responsible man. Man, being a responsible man in the modern day is tough. There's a lot of pressure that women don't quite understand, that it's on us to provide a roof over your head. Because and women can say whatever they want. If you get kicked out, if the family get kicked out, evicted, uh, foreclosed on, then it's on the man. Nobody's gonna look at the woman. It's strictly on him. Strictly. And that's a lot of pressure for a guy. That's why women wonder, why do guys get in a routine? Why do they come home, plop on the couch, watch TV? Well, guys are naturally, we're naturally love to be in a comfort zone. We love to be in that space where uh, it's just peace. We can think. We can get ready for the next day. We can get ready to for the battle. Sometimes we have to lick our wounds and bandage ourselves up. Well, you know, but anyway, but this is how it all starts. This is how it all starts. But let's continue. She says, my husband never does anything special for me. I feel neglected emotionally. It's not our job, ladies, to pacify your emotions. It's not our job. This is where a lot of men go wrong. There's no way that you can completely satisfy a woman's emotion because women's emotions are all over the place. They're too wishy-washy. And women love to ride the emotional roller coaster. If you can't satisfy a woman's emotion just being your regular self by doing what you normally do, then guys, you barking up the wrong tree. Now, I'm not saying you can't do nice things for her. No, I'm not saying that. But trying to sit there and acquiesce to her emotional demand is a lose-lose situation. As a masculine leader of a household, You shouldn't be trying to do that anyway. You got too many other pressures to focus on. You got too many other stressors, too many other worries to be focusing on than focusing on a woman's emotional demand. And technically speaking, if you're doing that, you're being very unproductive anyway. But let's move on. She goes on to say, he will say, I love you, but I don't feel it. Is this a love language issue, perhaps? We are just different in our thinking. I don't know if I can continue a marriage like this. Well, here we go. This is how it all starts. It seems as if the feeling of love euphoria has worn off. Most of these women fantasizes about this. I'm falling in love and it's going to be a happily ever after. I'm never going to want to be with anyone else. I'm just going to have this feeling forever, guys. And ladies, that feeling never lasts. It never lasts. It's about three to well, 3 months to 48 months. And then it starts to normalize. It's not the high that you used to. And that's why, you know, that's why a lot of women look to hit the reset button. It's not the fact that they want to be married. It's the fact that I just want to continue to have that feeling of falling in love. That's an addiction. That's why you see women go from relationship to relationship, marriage to marriage, and they never seem to be satisfied. There's always something wrong with the dude. It's always. So now this particular young lady is looking for a way out, and I'm not trying to chastise her. I'm not trying to chastise, but I'm really speaking in general, and I'm just using her as an example. That's why 80% of the divorces are filed by women. So far, I ain't heard nothing this dude said about abuse or cheating. And another thing, man, this love language crap, man. I heard dudes walking around talking about love language. What's your love language? Guys, you ain't got no business talking about no love language. That's for women. If you up here talking about a love language, then you acting in a feminine way just like a woman would. You're all in your emotions. The only thing you need to be worried about is is if that woman is providing a peace of mind for you to reset and for you to get your butt back out here on the field of battle. That's it. Then she goes on to say that I do nice things for him often. Like I put love notes in his lunch that I also pack for him, rub his feet after work, and basically wait on him like a maid when he's home because I know he works hard. Well, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That don't take you being a maid to do that. Where do women get off these days, man? Doing your job is being a maid. Making sure that man is mentally prepared to go back out here on the field of battle to deal with all these pressures, worries, and people trying to take. See, guys, what women don't understand is men have to fight for position. Men have to fight and compete for success. Men have to compete for the woman. Men have to compete for the best house, the best cars, the best everything. Men have to worry about getting thrown in jail for the rest of their lives. Men have to worry about being homeless. You don't see, that's why you don't see that many homeless women walking around today, because there's always a safety net for women. There's always a safety net. There's many government programs for women not to be homeless, but it ain't for men. It's not for men. So we have to get out here and we have to compete. And because you're doing womanly duties, domestic duties, you want to get up here and talk about, hey, that's considered being a maid. I don't know why in the world women want to compete with men out here in the world today or alongside men. You got it made. You got it easy. If I was a woman, there's no way I would want to be out here in competition. Let the husband do the worrying, the stressing. Let the husband have to physically get out here and bear the pain. Because when you want to compete, when you want to be on top, when you want the power, when you want the responsibility, it comes with accountability. It comes with responsibility. It comes with all the stress, the worries. And plus, it ain't set up for women to be doing it anyway. Let's just say all is all, and man, and there's a man, a woman is here on earth by themselves, and they're in competition. Well, a woman automatically gonna lose, especially if she get pregnant. You gotta shut it down for at least 2 to 3 months in order to have the baby, depending on what your job is. If it's a physical labor, you're gonna have to shut it down way before then. It's just not meant for you to do that. Why would you want to do that when you don't have to? Just lay back, have children, tend to the children, do your little business at home or whatever you want to do. And I'm tired. Look, I'm not telling you can't have a career. I'm not telling you can't be whatever you want to be, man. But this notion of you wanting to be out here and be in competition with men is foolish. It's foolish, and that's. I mean, I can talk until I'm blue in the face. I can talk until I'm blue in the face, and it's not going to change because that's where we're headed. We're headed where we in exact competition with women. There's nothing you can do to stop this train. Only thing men can do is just look at it as something else, and another thing that we have to compete with. Now she go on to say, anytime errands need to be ran, I take care. Well, excuse me. Anytime errand need to be done, I take care of just to make life easier for him in general. He doesn't have to do anything except go to work. I feel like his mom more than his wife sometimes. Uh, you should feel equally like a mother and a wife, equally. This guy sounds to me, I'll be honest with y'all, he sounds to me like he's a genuinely good guy. You go to work, you come home, doesn't look like there's any kind of hanky panky infidelity going on, side chicken. Doesn't seem like none of that stuff is going on. He's taking care of his family. Okay, he's not romantic. He doesn't do things like bring you flowers, romantic dinners, things like that. But still, that's about 80% of what you're gonna get. And to be honest with you, man, she's saying all this stuff, but most of the time, women don't want the 20%. They want the 20% to come from somewhere else anyway, because it's more exciting. It's more exciting. Most of the time, it's exciting getting the 20% from a stranger, somebody that's new, somebody that you're getting to know, than getting it from the person that you already know you're around. You know their particular patterns, their habits, all that stuff. Sometimes it's better to get it from somewhere else. Let me say that. It's not better to get it. It's more exciting to get it from somewhere else. Let's use that. I don't want to say it's better because happiness is not always happiness on the outside of the relationship. Happiness is more like happiness on the inside of the relationship. People just don't know it. They go looking for happiness on the other side of the fence and study appreciating what they have on this side of the fence. Now I can guarantee you this much. I can guarantee you this much, that because she already ready to get out of her marriage, because she's already ready to get out, because she's bored, she's claiming that she don't feel loved, but the guy gets up, work his fingers to the bone, seems like, go to work, come home, fight off all the temptations and dealing and when it comes to dealing with other women outside of his marriage. But she's sitting up here complaining that, hey, I don't feel loved. Sometimes a lot of these women, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, you don't love yourself from the inside. You don't know what makes you happy. You don't love yourself. If it wasn't for social media, you would climb in a hole. And I say this all the time, man. That's why social media is so powerful. It allows certain women to get on here and make a whole lot of demands, act like that they're in a high demand, And I'm not trying to badmouth a woman. I love women. It may sound like I come off as if I'm bad mouthing women. I appreciate women for who they are. I understand them, and so because of the I understand women, I know how to handle. I know how to deal with women. I don't try to change women. Matter of fact, if I was a woman, I would do the same thing y'all do, except for I wouldn't want to be out here competing, and I wouldn't be trying to live no promiscuous lifestyle because at the end of the day, promiscuous lifestyle it never ends up good emotionally. It never. But so I'm not really trying to be harsh, but I know that I can say 90% good about women, and women will latch on to the 10%, and because that's natural, and I'm not, and that's not something that women intentionally do. That's how they're wired in their brain. Women stimuli lies more in negative comments than positive comments. That's why you can comment a woman all day and it still won't have the effect as if a man comment, excuse me, a woman comments a man. A man saying a woman is beautiful doesn't equate to a woman saying a man is beautiful. It doesn't equate. A man can say a woman is beautiful all day and he'll get minimal results. A woman do the same thing a man will think about that for days, probably months, because we latch on to positive things and instead of negative things. And I think a lot of that reason why women do that is that's part of a protection mechanism built in by God. You know, they have to look for the threat. The threat is the number one thing that women are put here. I ain't gonna say put here. That's the wrong word. Uh, Women are nurturers and they protect and preserve life. But anyway, let's move on, man. Uh, it seems to me that this woman is about to do something stupid. That's what it seemed like to me. Like get with a guy that probably offers half of what her husband is offering. Have some exciting sex like always and fun, only to get out here on the single carousel. And the reason why I noticed, I could just tell by how she wrote this and you know her complaints. Uh, Best believe she done already told her friends, her family will be next if she hadn't already told her family. So this is all set up. Uh, and this hardworking dude is out here doing his best, trying to provide for his family, and his wife, it seems to be unappreciative. Because we can always find something to complain about, always, instead of being thankful for what we already have. That's the main thing. It's always easy to complain. And it seems like she has a complaint. Oh, I'm not being loved. Oh, he's not romantic. Listen, ladies, if you marry a guy that's not romantic, he's not gonna all of a sudden become romantic. All you're gonna have is a guy trying to be romantic, and you're not gonna have a romantic man. That's never gonna work. Always trying to make up the 20% instead of just embracing the 80% of what you already have. That's the name of the game. The 75 to 80% of what you already have. That is always the name of the game. Instead of chasing after something that you're never gonna get. Never gonna get that. And I always say most women don't want 20% to come from the same man. Who do you think is going to invest the most in you other than your child's father? You got a guy that's taking care of his kids, working hard. What man out here on the dating carousel that you believe would take care or invest more into you than he would? At the least, he's got to make sure you're okay because you're the mother of his children. Even if you go be with another man, even if you get married, he's still got to make sure you're okay because that's going to affect his kids, which is going to affect him. But this is the trap that women always fall into. They always fall into this trap, and this is a prime example. or what happens when women sit around bored, nothing to do, thinking, "Oh, I'm not loved. I don't." You can't go chasing after temporary happiness. But that's just like me talking to the women. Women will always chase after temporary happiness, especially in a society where there's freedom with no accountability. No accountability. There's nothing to. It's just that's no shame in divorce, cheating, relationship to relationship permission. Now it's no shame in being a stripper. It's no shame in living that lifestyle. Oh, she doing it to take care of her family, her children. I commend her from no, no. Listen, man, if you believe in God, if you believe in whatever you believe in, the man up above, the most high, whatever you want to call it, then if you make the footsteps in order to take care of yourself and your children, he'll do the rest for you. But if you want to take a shortcut by taking off your clothes, and now you don't even have to be a stripper now. It's basically get on Instagram and take off all your clothes. Let me tell you something, ladies. Y'all want to know something? When you're on here taking these provocative pictures that we like to see, well, I ain't gonna turn it down on you. I'm gonna look. But if you want to get on here and take pictures in your bathing suits and swimsuits and take and show cleavage all over the place, all that says is that you're trying to oversell yourself. That your value is at a minimal. Your value is low enough for you. It's not good enough for you to wear fit clothing. That's not good enough. Now you have to show something. You have to show something because you're trying to oversell yourself. You're trying to oversell yourself by putting on these fake faces where super a lot of makeup, a lot of wigs, a lot of eyelashes, and then only thing you're doing is giving a man an illusion that he can hold on to in his brain, but he doesn't get to see that on a daily basis. The real you he see because you're not going to be looking like that, and what you look like in those photos is totally different than what you look like in real life. That's overselling yourself. And deep down inside, that's low self esteem, no matter how you want to put it. And men can say this until they blue in the face. But women don't dress up for men, they dress up for other women. They dress up for other women uh, because they care and they compete with other women more than they care about what men say. And to be honest with you, women bring a lot of self esteem issues into a relationship. And it's difficult. That's the number one thing. Trying to deal with somebody who has, I mean, look, self-esteem is a very tricky thing, but trying to deal with somebody who has very low self-esteem, and it's good to mask it because there's ways you can mask it. You can live in a fictitious world. That's what the internet is. It's a fictitious world where you can be anything you want to be, show all the good things about your life, and then people can in turn reciprocate a feeling to you that makes you feel good because it's all about how you feel from day to day. And we know feelings go and come, up and down, peaks and valleys. But let's hope this woman makes some sense of this stuff. Let's hope she come to her senses and say, you know what? Why don't I just leave well enough alone? Why don't I just leave well enough alone and be done with it? Anyway, fam, it's been nice, man. Uh, Sorry I had to shoot this thing over again, but hey man, I appreciate y'all bearing with me, man, on this thing. Uh just got this live up the way I wanted it to go. And shout out to the free crowd. Shout out to the free crowd, y'all, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of y'all. And it's time for me to bounce. So y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. And I am out.